Good morning, dear students, and welcome to Science. Miss Kumud here, and we have, we have started with environmental balance, and we have already finished in that lesson, food chain and food web. Now, let us proceed further, dear students. Now, you know that every living thing gets its food from the environment, and how do they get this food from the environment? It's because there are something called as plants. So many animals in the environment depends on the plant. That means they eat only plants, whereas some other animals eat animals that live on the plants. But from where do plants prepare their food? Yes, the plants prepare their own food by the use of water as well as carbon dioxide. Now, the most important food in the food chains is nothing but the plants. So that means plants are the main support of every food chain. So there are several food chains in the environment. So now let us study about the environmental balance. You see, there are so many food chains, and you have also studied all these food chains in the last video, right? So you can see here there are so many important food chains. Because of these food chains only, every living thing gets its food. Correct? Now, see, look at this barren land here, or land here. You know, on this land, so many crops are grown, continuously. And when they are grown continuously, the soil loses its fertility. And but how then the farmer, grows the crops on this land? Yes, you're right. There is a question in your mind that how does this happen? How does the plant grow or the crops grow? When the animals die, their dead bodies decompose in the soil due to the microorganisms. This microorganism convert the dead bodies of the plants as well as of the animals into the rich soil. It is also called as humus rich soil, and that soil becomes fertile. So the nutrients from the dead bodies which are going into the soil are taken up by the plants, and in this way the plants get those nutrients back. When the plants die, again these nutrients are released back into the soil, and so this cycle goes on continuously. So this cycle is also very important cycle. This cycle is called as the nutrient cycle. So like that, in nature there are so many different cycles because of which all the living organisms are surviving in this environment. Now let us see the next type of cycle. You must be aware that we are getting water due to rain. Correct? Now, how this rain is formed, do you know? Yes, you have already learned in the previous lesson, right? So, the water from the land evaporates to form the clouds, and this water again reaches the land through the rain. So, this is also called as water cycle, which you have already learned in the previous chapter. So, water cycle is also very important for us, right? Now, how this is happening? You have learned in the previous chapter about evaporation, correct? So evaporation is the process in which the water from the water bodies like the river or maybe a lake or a sea, continuously evaporates or forms into water vapor due to the heat of the sun as well as wind. And so the water gets converted into water vapor. This process also called as evaporation. Fine. Even the air also becomes warm due to the heat of the sun, and when the air becomes warm it becomes lighter, and when it becomes lighter it goes up higher. Now when the water vapor from the sea or from the rivers mixes with the air, it goes up. And air contains dust as well as smoke. So when this dust or gets accumulated in the water vapor, they form the tiny droplets of water. So these tiny droplets of water move higher up, and then they form the clouds. So these clouds move along with the horizontally due to the blowing of air. And even lot of moisture later on accumulates when the clouds are moving. and so these tiny droplets now becomes larger droplets. Sometimes what happens, the clouds rises very high up, and these tiny droplets or droplets freezes to form ice. Ice grows in size, and once it grows larger, ice particles are formed. These ice particles are falling down, and when they fall down during their journey, they get melted, and this ice turns into the rain. So this is how the rain is formed, and this is how the water is getting cycled. So this is also very important water cycle, due to which we are getting water. Now let us see, is there any other cycle which is important to us? Yes, my dear students, there is one more important cycle in the atmosphere, in the environment, which is important to us. That we are living due to one more important chemical, that is nothing but the oxygen. All the living organisms breathe continuously, and they take up oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. So when they take up oxygen, give out carbon dioxide, this process is called as respiration, or also called as breathing. But if we continuously take in oxygen, then how is it that we are getting fresh oxygen all the time? Yes, when we are breathing, we are giving out carbon dioxide, correct? And we are taking in oxygen. So this carbon dioxide is taken up by the plants, and so in return they give us oxygen. So this is how the oxygen is getting cycled. So plants prepare their own food with the help of the carbon dioxide, and in return they give us oxygen. So this is how oxygen and carbon dioxide cycle also is going on in the environment. Fine. Now that there are even other cycles which you are not going to study this year, but you should know, because of these cycles only all the living organisms are surviving. So there are several such cycles in nature. So there is interaction amongst living and non-living, and between living as well as non-living things, and the interactions goes on continuously. Okay, since these interactions are going on continuously, this helps to maintain the food chains in the environment. When the various cycles in the environment go on uninterrupted, environmental balance gets maintained. Okay, so remember that all these cycles are very necessary for us for the maintenance of balance in the environment. If these cycles are disturbed or something happens, so all the balance in the environment will not be maintained, so it should not be interrupted. Fine. So now let us see, always remember, for the existence of living things, it is important that environmental balance is maintained. So, for our survival, environmental balance is very important. So, what have we learned in this lesson? We have learned that there are innumerable types of living things on the earth, that is biodiversity. If you remember, then there is interaction between living and non-living things in environment which goes on continuously. Then different kinds of animals, plants and microorganisms are found in different regions of the earth. We have learnt about the food chain and the food web, right? And there are several cycles like water cycle, various other cycles and food chains in the nature which helps me to maintain the balance in the environment. So this is what we have learnt in this lesson. I hope so you have learnt this lesson and you have understood it very well. So my dear students, this is for for now. Okay, so next time see you in the next lesson. Till then, thank you dear students.